Alright, so these are the control arm mounting tabs for the Corvette swing arms, control arms. Pretty self-explanatory. It's got a slotted hole, you know, for your camber adjustment bolt, and then it's got a notch so you can notch the pipe weld it. There's 8 of these on the front, 4 on the rear, and then 4 just non-adjustable in the rear. To make these actually adjustable, I've got some 1/8" flat bar here, and I'm just gonna put little tabs on each side of this eccentric bolt, one on each side, so that way as it turns it adjusts all your adjustments for alignments and stuff. And to be honest, every other car I've built always just had heim joints, so it was a nightmare. So this should be a good bit easier this time around, hopefully. And yeah, once I get these on, I'll get it spaced out, and hopefully they'll be ready to weld on the right place, and I can have a kind of a rolling front end. I still have to clear into those ball joints, but so this is quickly tossed together. All of the little center plates in here, and this tube represents frame rail. Obviously it needs to be clearance a little bit, but you can get the gist of the idea on how this is going to mount to the front of the bug. You know, you got those 2 outrunners out front, and basically you can, that example, this is a words. Anyway, it's offset so that you can adjust camber. So instead of just moving back and forth on the table, you would just move the control arm in and out. And ta-da! Anyway, it's fairly simple concept. Most cars do it. I mean, yes, you just make that. Whatever. I know, it's so hard to talk to the camera, isn't it? Way to feel like an idiot.
Hey everybody. I'm Kanye. I mean, Christian. If I'm Kanye, that's Elon Musk. Because every genius needs a, I guess, special best friend. I'm not gonna say the R word, that's not right. What are you doing today, John?
Trying to make sure that the track width is correct to fit under this hood that I don't want to have to widen.
Why wouldn't you want to have to widen this hood?
Because it's fiberglass work, which means I'd make you do it. I don't like fiberglass. So we got these plates finally cut and tabs welded on and trimmed to where they fit. Thanks to Joey, who cut them out and bent them. So I'm just going to get them to a snug fit and put them on here and mock up the rest of the control arm out and see how off everything is, and then go cry. Everything works better in your head than on paper. We have an elephant upstairs, if you can hear it.
It's the smallest elephant I've ever seen.
You're small. So technically the slots in these should have been cut at whatever level angle, but since we're kind of trying to keep a low center of gravity and clear this tube right here, we're tilting them up, so we'll still have adjustment, just not as much, I guess. And it might slightly distort control arm mount height, which isn't really an issue if we're going to actually do the cantilever because it's adjustable. Of course, I tighten these on or I can't get them off. No, I don't know what size tire I'm going to be running, so.
Hey, John.
Don't.
What size tire are you going to be
Don't do it. Hey, it clears this one. If we use any sticky weights, we've only got like 1/8 of an inch clearance between the barrel. Oh, wait, there's a bend. They'll clearance themselves.
And for people watching at home, that is not how you clearance a wheel.
It depends what type of wheel it is. I'm not tightening these down that much. I'm just trying to get an idea of track width, because I know the rear fiberglass fenders we have are 3-inch wide. I'm not sure if that's per side, because that would be a little ridiculous, but I know they're at least 3-inch wide, so either 1.5 inches or at worst 3-inch wide. So we will see, and hopefully this won't look too much like an RWB Porsche when we're done.
You're gonna have people coming up to you. Hey man, that thing's a sweet RWB.
I would be flattered, but no. Actually, that fits in there pretty good, especially if I run a fairly low profile tire. Obviously, it's gonna sit higher, but as far as flushness, it'll fit in here, because I hope. Or is it just sitting there?
Time to cry.
There we go. All right, now I gotta pull it all out and get that to line back up in there, because all those tabs came off.
Where'd he go?
I'm gonna have to, I don't know how audio is gonna do in here, but since I am running these control arms backwards from the Corvette, normally this would be passenger side facing forward, which is, they're asymmetrical. So the mounting point is closer to one side than the other. And they've got built-in caster into the, I know the lighting is horrible in here. I'll show you on one out there in a minute, but built-in caster for the Corvette going the other way, the way we don't need it to. So luckily we don't need a whole lot for this car because it is fairly lightweight, and worst case I can take the lower ball joints and clearance them a hair, and that'll give us 3 or 4 degrees, which is plenty, because I think I can get to 9 right now, and really you want at least up to 10 for, you know, specific reasons, I guess. That's out. See if I can push this wheel to where it's supposed to be. Is that wheel flush on there? Are those lugs flush?
Yeah. Nope. Not anymore.
I don't have any lug nuts for these hubs. Is that good enough?
Yeah, that's good.
Alright, we should be able to let go by there. Alright, that looks fairly centered in the wheel arch. So I'm going to mark down here, and butts in the way. What the fuck is everything?
I don't know, man. You keep this shop in such neat and
I
tidy,
know I hear.
organized fashion.
You know what? It's cleaner than every other shop I've worked at. Okay?
Not gonna mention any names. Don't want to throw anybody under the bus.
Not like they watch this anyway. I just use that. Actually, it seems under here. Fuck. There's a measuring tape up on the roof. Can you grab it?
On the roof of the car?
It should be a magnet or somewhere right around there. Actually, it's on this wrench over here on the wall.
On this wall?
On the tool wall.
Tool wall. Measuring tape.
Magnetic tape measure.
Boop.
Thank you. Right at 9 inches from the the pulling hat, which is actually a little bit forward of where we want to be, but that's good enough. So yeah, this is lower control arm. Once we get these where they need to go, I'm obviously going to notch this so we don't just destroy tires. There's going to be, radiator's going to go up front right here, kick down like a Lotus or F1 car, and it'll have a hole cut up here and it'll be ducted up. Because you can make a lip on the front, which creates area low pressure, which helps suck air through. If you have the exit of your radiator ducting larger than the intake, it'll naturally pull air through it if you do it right. Because physics or something. So I've got these marked mostly.
It's because the air compresses when it goes into a smaller surface. So
I wouldn't say it compresses. I'd say it comes across more or less pressure. Because compressing is.
Well, I'm not talking compressing to freaking 20 psi, but the air becomes more dense.
Yeah. Go to the top button so we can get the shit off. All right, I'm tearing down this eg33. I do not like spiders, and this thing was right there underneath the plenum cover. Man, and I know it's a big wolf spider and they're fairly harmless, but I was not expecting that. Now I have to burn down the shop, start all over again. Alright, so tearing down this engine, other than the giant spider, got into it. I don't know if this engine's been gone through before or not, but we're missing a bolt on the water pump. So that's always a wonderful sign. Hopefully it's just missing a bolt and not missing half a bolt, because that makes it significantly worse. But we'll see. This engine's obviously really dirty. There's spiders everywhere in it. If anyone knows why the eg33s have 2 crank sensors, please enlighten me. And it's got 2 trigger wheels too, and a cam sensor. So, I know a good bit about these engines, but I never really realized they had 2 until I started tearing these ones down. So, yeah, hopefully someone will enlighten me in the comments.